Hello, this is Marie Diaries, and I'm back with a video for the Marie Diaries 37 Tarot. Today is Monday. It is Monday, November 22, 2021. So November 22, 2021, and the time is 2:21. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video right now for Marie Diaries 37 Tarot. I had to make up for because I was trying to like start this thing where I do them like a certain days or whatever, but now I fell behind on that already. But it's okay. So it is Monday, a new week, new beginnings, new obstacles, new journeys to get through and progress and everything. Yeah, so I don't know why I'm starting with these cards first, but I'm not gonna use those yet. Alright, so I should have just did these off camera. That's what I should have did, but since I started the video already, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it like this. I was planning on going out, but I don't know. When I don't have to go out now, I don't even be feeling like going nowhere, because I really don't be wanting to be bothered with the ignorance and the extraness and all of that. Like, I could do that by myself. I don't need nobody else trying to add on and all that extra shit. It's like, I have my driver's license and everything, but it's like I don't even have a car right now, so it's like it just makes it more dragging and lagging and whatever to be out, getting on the bus if you can't get an Uber all the time, so I don't know. My intentions was to go somewhere, but my intentions was to do that earlier, like before 12, so wasn't gonna get done today or happen today. But some other stuff, few things, nothing major. It's kind of like grocery shopping that I had wanted to do, even though I got food I could eat in the refrigerator and the cabinet. Excuse me, it was some other stuff I had wanted to get or whatever. But now I'm kind of undecided if I'm going to do that now. Plus, it's already after 1 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock. So, I don't know. I know I have to go out tomorrow. I think I gotta work a short shift tomorrow in the morning. And I can do it then or whatever. But I'm gonna do this reading. So the point of this Marie Diaries 37 Tarot is I need 37 cards, no less, no more. Did this more than 3 times already, but I did something last time. So how's everybody doing? Is everybody doing all their Christmas shopping and putting up their Christmas festivities and the tree and stuff like that? And plus getting ready for Thanksgiving, because that's like next week. Hope everybody's doing good, getting everything done that they want to do, that they need to do. appreciate if people can watch the videos all the way to the end. I know I'm a new channel, so I don't really have a like strict routine of how I be doing my stuff. But if you do watch the video to the end, and if you like it, you can like and subscribe, or you can like or subscribe, either or both. Alright, so now let's start shuffling and see what cards come out from this pile. Alright, Spirit of the highest white light, highest white light, angels, archangels. I ask that you come in and guide me and show me what you want me to see for this reading that I am doing right now. Put those back in. If they meant to come back out, they'll come back out. Spirit of the highest white light, highest white light, show me what cards that you want me to see right now for this reading. The Diaries 37 Tarot. What cards do you want to be seen right now for this reading from this pile? Any and all cards you want to be shown from this pile. Spirit of the highest light, feels like angels, archangels. Those so far. Any other cards, Spirit, that you want to be shown from this card right now for this reading. The Diaries 37 Tarot. Show any and all cards you want me to see right now on the table from this pile for the reading. So it isn't long to take these. Probably at 37. Spirit of the highest light, peaceful light, angels, archangels, any other cards you want to be seen from this pile. Spirit of the highest light, Here's spotlight. Angels, archangels, any other cards you want to be seen from this call for this reading right now. Last time, go around any other cards you might be seeing from this earth, or angels, archangels, any other cards you want to be seeing right now. Any other cards you want to be seeing from this reading that I am doing right at this moment. Spirit of the light, spirit, angels, archangels, what other cards you want to be shown for this reading that I am doing right now. Any other cards you want to be shown for this last go around? Spirit of the highest light, angels, archangels for this reading that I am doing right now. Any other cards? Spirit of the highest light, angels, archangels. Last time, any other cards? Alright, let me take those. So it should be at 37 cards. There's no other card, which, yeah, this definitely is 37, or probably more, way more than 37. So I'm going to count out 37. Hold on, let me put these back in there. Ooh, excuse me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So this is 37. Right here. Count them in once I put these, all of these back that didn't get used for this reading. Let's read them off. We got email. We got no. We got manifest. We got happy. We got mobile device. We got copycat. We got star. So this is like representing the star that's in the tarot deck. We got misery loves company. We got regret. We got owns an unlicensed weapon. We got fight. We got trust. We got not rekindle. We got political. We got bisexual. We got more than one person obsessively watching. We got bias. We got obsessive sexual fantasizing. We got looking for answers. We got hater. We got FBI is getting involved or put into the investigation. We got alcoholic. We got argumentative. We got tampering. We got extrovert. We got male. We got unsure of how to love or show affection. We got childlike energy. We got yes. We got wooded area secluded. We got college professor. We got classmate. So I think this is like the second reading where I had classmate and college professor come out. Or it was like college professor and, yeah, I think it was like this. College professor and classmate came out together. So they done came out together again. We got serial killer. Ooh, that's kind of vampire energy. So this reading gonna be kind of on some other off the chain, others, you know, setup. Oh wow, we got a lot of stuff with left. And the last one that came out was options. Wow. So we got options. We got left. We got set up. We got vampire energy. We got serial killer. We got classmate. We got professor. We got wooded area. We got yes. We got college-like energy. Childlike energy. Unsure of how to love or show affection. A male. We got extrovert. We got tampering. We got argumentative. Alcoholic. FBI is getting involved. Hater. We got looking for answers. Obsessive sexual fantasizing. Bias. More than one person obsessively watching. Bisexual. Political, not rekindle, trust, fight, owns an unlicensed weapon, regret, misery loves company, star, copycat, mobile device, happy, manifest, no, email, so there's a lot going on this reading right now. Okay, so you know what? I want to see. We got a male. We got a college professor. We got a classmate. Somebody's bisexual. Somebody's being biased. Somebody's being a hater. Somebody's an extrovert, and somebody something about options, and something's coming out. Something's gonna be put to the center of attention or brought to the light. We got no, yes, and left. Somebody is a copycat. We got mobile device. We got email. Manifest, happy, regret, fight, trust, setup, argumentative, childlike energy. So we got a lot of stuff going on in this this reading. So maybe somebody had an interview of some sort with this reading. I'm gonna use the Kipper deck and see what comes out for that. We know we got a classmate in the classmate, yeah, but we know we got a male in this reading. Maybe he's the one with the options. Star, something's gonna be revealed or brought to the attention. So, a lot going on in this reading. Alright, so spirit of the highest right, like this, right, like angels, archangels, I ask that you come in and show me what you want me to see for this reading that I am doing at this present moment. What do you want me to see? Any other cards, spirit, give me a few more cards. See fit for this reading. See fit. This reading, show me any other cards you want me to see for this reading right now. Any other cards you want to see for this reading right now? The highest right now to the last time. Poverty that came out. We got Expectation. We got Message of Concern. And the other one, the last one, the Official Person. So maybe the professor, this college professor, is the official person. And this male, he could be actually the college professor too. So he's an official person, which is the college professor, and he's the male. He definitely could be an extrovert because, you know, he got to be around people, and he got to be in front of people where he's giving lectures and teaching and, you know, stuff like that. So the classmate could be obviously the students or a student, like one student. He could be someone that's bisexual. People might even know about this and be biased about it, and they could be a hater towards him. So, and then at the same time, he could have options. So something about him could end up being brought to the light, like in some kind of way. But we got the Message of Concern. So something is of concern, and then we got Expectation and Poverty. So we got this college professor, we got this male college professor who's looked at, you know, basically as an official person. He's an extrovert. You know, we know he teaches class. He could be bisexual. And people that know already about this could be biased about it because he's a college professor. You know, if people look at them a certain type of way, like they're supposed to be perfect or whatever. He can have haters or people hating on him. Even though that is the case, he could still have options because he is bisexual. So that means he like women and he like men. Something about that can be, or about him, or concerning him, or whatever, could be being brought to the light for some reason. For some reason, he got something of concern. Maybe he received some kind of letter or something. Or it might even be the email, because we did have email. So he might have received the email through his mobile phone, because we have both of those come out. Excuse me. Yeah, we had email that came out. So because of him, people being biased, this could be some kind of political aspect of it around it. Somebody could be obsessively sexually fantasizing about him. Because like I said, he likes, he's bisexual, so he likes men and women. Didn't we have mobile device come out? So he might be the one that owns this unlicensed weapon. He might have been saying yes to something and no to something. He got something to do with left. He might be left-handed. Yeah, we have mobile device. So he probably got this email through the mobile device. That's what that was the message of concern. He might have had to have this unlicensed weapon because he might have felt like somebody was trying to set him up, and before that they was being argumentative with him. So it could have been someone that he was involved with, because we already know that he's bisexual. But he is a happy person overall. He could be manifesting new things. Someone that's manifesting new things. So because of the argumentative, he might have gotten in a fight with somebody. So that's probably why he got this unlicensed weapon too. Somebody had some kind of regret. And trust might have been an issue for this reading regarding this college professor. Something to do with trust and regret. He could have been somebody that, because him being a happy person, he could have had a lot of, childlike energy in a good way. Somebody could have been, trying to copycat him. That's maybe why he was feeling like somebody was trying to set him up, and not in a good way. So if they trying to copycat him and set him up, that's not good, obviously. Misery loves company. So this copycat could have been somebody that was in this kind of feeling. It might even been somebody that he was in a relationship with, but he didn't want to rekindle the relationship with them, and something with this could have happened. So vampire energy. He maybe felt like this other person, this copycat, was draining of his energy. It could have been an alcoholic and was watching him. So something bad must have happened, because we got all this stuff where we got the unlicensed weapon, we got the FBI getting involved, we got wooded secluded area, tampering. We already seen serial killer, so this doesn't sound so good. Or maybe this serial killer is could be a copycat. Because so it was a lot going on, whether he was with whoever he was with, because he got somebody obsessively sexual fantasizing about him, and it's more than one person that's watching him. That's kind of crazy. Very crazy, for real. Let's see what come out with the tarot. He obviously been kept very busy, because either he's doing his job as the college professor, trying to teach his class or whatever, or this classmate could have been the copycat, somebody, the one that was obsessively sexually fantasizing about him, because we did see that classmate came out and college professor. So one of his classmates could have been somebody that he actually had a relationship, like, and nobody knew about it. And come to find out, the classmate was somebody that was like, you know, copying him and watching him and sexually obsessing about him. Even though we already had the other card that said more than one person was obsessively watching, but this classmate was going more to the extreme. And so maybe he got this email through his mobile device about this classmate and found out that this stuff was going on, you know, because we already had serial killer and wooded through the area, like all that crazy stuff. Alright, spirit of the highest white light, purest white light, angels, archangels. Show me what you want me to see with the tarot cards for this reading right now. Show me what you want me to see with the tarot cards for this reading right now. If that card is meant to come back out, it will come back out. Show me what you want me to see right now for this reading. Okay, so we got the bottom was the seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, and then the reverse was the Ten of Swords. So I feel like he, like we could see, he was trying to manifest a relationship. He might have been trying to manifest a relationship with this classmate, but we've seen it turn for the negative because maybe he was becoming obsessive. Like, he was becoming obsessive. He was, you know, he had certain traits of what he was doing that was making him kind of like basically showing off red flags, or red flags was going off and showing that maybe it wasn't working out. So he was, might have been trying to kind of hard for him to, because the Ten of Swords is in the reverse, it might have been hard for him to kind of like walk away from this classmate who he was involved with at one point in time. So he probably wasn't being like direct with him about at first, or letting him know how he feels. He probably didn't want to hurt his feelings. So at the bottom we got the Seven of Wands in reverse, and then we got the death and rebirth in reverse. So I feel like with the Seven of Wands in reverse and the death and rebirth in reverse, I feel like the professor, he was not getting the reaction, or he was not getting what he was expecting out of the relationship with this classmate, even though like nobody knew about it, and it's something that they had to keep between them two. He didn't see it as something being worth fulfilled or worth progressing in, because he was trying to manifest a healthy relationship. I feel like, because he already, he had the job, the career, but as far as this relationship with this classmate, it wasn't looking good for him, you know. It wasn't looking good for his best interest for him to continue in a relationship. Alright, so let's see. Spirit of the highest white light, pure white angel, archangel. What is the message of concern? The Five of Pentacles upright. So I feel like this is the classmate. So they could be kind of like in their feeling sad that he's not looking to go forward with this relationship. Because we already know that the professor was probably feeling like this classmate was being drained, vampire energy, so like draining his energy, like, and we already know that he didn't want to rekindle the relationship because we had that come out. We had vampire energy came out, and we had not rekindle. So we obviously know that the professor didn't want to rekindle the relationship. And misery loves company. So I feel like maybe that's representing the Five of Pentacles. So this message of concern was the professor finding out everything about this classmate, and so the classmate just was like, you know, feeling sad and not hopeful, and just like he messed up and he knew that it wasn't going to work out. Spirit of the highest white light, purest white light, angels, archangels. What is clarify expectation? Clarify expectation. So we got the Hierophant in reverse, and then we got the Seven of Cups. So I feel like that's clarifying. So that's option, Seven of Cups. So this is like, to me, with the Hierophant in reverse, it's showing that the classmate didn't know that the college professor had options, because we know we already had that card come out, because he already knew it was basically done when once the professor found out all this that was going on and find out what he was actually doing and stuff. He didn't know that the professor like was bisexual. You know, he didn't know that. He didn't even know that he was looking to be with somebody else. So this probably caught the classmate off guard, and that's why we got the Five of Pentacles of him being all in his feelings and sad and everything, and you know, whatever. He's sad that it wasn't gonna work out. So we see this is, you know, clarifying that options. That the professor had options. We knew that he was bisexual already, so he go both ways. And you know, something was going to be brought to the light. So that was what was being brought to the light about this classmate, was that he was this, you know, he was trying to copy. After he was trying to have a relationship with the professor, he was trying to copy him. Like, copy him, like what he do and everything. And maybe he even was the one that was trying to set him up. And because he was obsessively watching him and everything, he became an alcoholic. The professor didn't want to rekindle this relationship because he realized that this classmate was draining his energy, and not in a good way. And then the classmate probably was feeling like the professor was he wasn't sure. He probably was feeling like the excuse me, the college professor was unsure of how to love and show him an affection. But then at the same time, he watching him, not only, you know, we had other people watching the professor, he was watching him too, the classmate. He was watching him. And he was obsessively sexually fantasizing about him too. Like when he wasn't with him or whatever. So because of all this going on with this classmate, they probably got into arguments. So they was argumentative with each other. They was fighting. There was a lot of trust that was, you know, that was part of the relationship. Maybe why it didn't work out. Regret. So maybe the professor was having regret, or even the classmate, because of what he was doing and what he messed up. He could, the classmate could have excuse me, he could have been the one that was in this childlike energy too. But we see it wasn't for the good. It was like, it kind of was manipulative. Excuse me, I can't even say the word, get it out. So he, even though this classmate was trying to have this relationship with the college professor, he could have been in the low key, like all along trying to set him up, this college professor. Because, you know, the classmate owned this unlicensed gun. And the FBI was getting involved because they was looking for answers. Because they, you know, they end up finding something in a secluded wooded area. And the whole time too, the classmate was tampering with stuff, with evidence. It could have even been stuff that was on his mobile phone. And it had something to do with an email. And they, you know, found out that he was like a serial killer. Yep, and he was copycatting the college professor, like his personality and certain stuff that he did, like how he did it or whatever. And that's probably how they found out about. Because he might have did this to somebody else. So that was everything that was being, you know, brought to the light about this classmate. So the classmate could have been telling him that the college professor, that he wanted to, he was telling him yes, that he wanted to continue this relationship with him, but the professor was probably telling him no. So I feel like that's why both of those came out. They wasn't in agreement of the relationship, especially once the classmate found out that the college professor had options, because he was bisexual. Like once he found that out, it was a wrap. And maybe even the professor or this or probably the classmate was left-handed, so he held this the unlicensed gun in his left hand. So that's probably how they found out too that it was him, you know, that he was this serial killer, because he held the gun in his left hand. And this could have been something political. This might even had the professor had to like leave his job or quit his position at the like college where he was working at, because all of this was going on. Like this could have affected his image, you know, as far as him being a college professor and him having that secret, like, you know, relationship with the classmate, who turned out to be this crazy, like, obsessive person and serial killer who done did this to somebody else. see what is the poverty card. Let's clarify the poverty card. Not really sure what I'm doing for that. And so maybe this classmate was the one that was, even though he went to college, he was dealing with poverty. So maybe that was his. It was a reason, some kind of made up reason as to why he was doing what he was doing, because he was dealing with poverty, even though he was going to college. So he wasn't like the person that had the most money, all the money, you know. Alright, spirit of the highest light, like spirits, like angels, archangels. Can you clarify the poverty card? Can you clarify the poverty card? Okay, so bottom one is the wheel in reverse. Next we got the two of wands in reverse, and then we got the world upright. So I feel like with those three cards coming out, it was faded, or it was like a new cycle that wasn't happening with this classmate as far as the relationship between him and the college professor. So because of that, you know, we already knew that the college professor had options, and he was planning on moving on, getting away from this this classmate, you know, because of his everything he was doing. So basically the classmate couldn't wait anyway, because obviously he was gonna probably end up going to jail. So the world card came up upright. So it was a new beginning, a new beginning for this professor. He got to move on away from this classmate who ended up being this like crazy person who would end up being a serial killer, and had did this to somebody else and was obsessively over him and trying to copycat him at the same time. So he, you know, was able for him to start. He was, you know, might have been trying to even, the professor might have even been trying to help him in the beginning at one time, but it got out of control. Alright, so let's get some of the these other cards. The Alice in Wonderland deck. Let's see what come out for those real quick. Get a few cards. one of them is all must have prizes. Trying to please everyone. So yeah, I feel like this was the college professor, him trying to please this classmate who turned out to be this, you know, obsessive serial killer, you know, trying to take over him and take advantage of him and everything. So he has to work on trying to please everyone and please himself, put himself first. Next we had you are rare and free, there are not many like you. So yeah, I feel like this is also for the college professor. He's rare and free, and a lot of people are not like him, you know, even though he's bisexual and he had to deal with bias and everything, and the political aspect of it. He's rare and he's free, and he needs to, like, you know, own that, and that nobody, you know, could be him. He's his own person and everything. And the other one that came out, the last one, it says change in the night. Change in the night. You have changed quickly. So he might have changed quickly pertaining to this whole situation and everything, because he had this classmate who was obsessively, like, you know, watching him, having other people probably watch him and everything. Yep. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the reading. If you like the video, you can like and subscribe, or you can like or subscribe, or both. And this was Marie Diaries 37 Tarot, and I will see you when I do my next video. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.